to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
We had the right number last week.
No, it was
77.
77. I think I said 78.
Did you? Well, I have good news.
That's all right.
I have good news for you.
378.
Welcome to Sad Dads Club podcast, episode 378.
Was,
we'll say this is the granny unit, so it's B.
Well, the way I look at it is I'm a week in the future. You know what I mean? You guys are all behind me.
Boy.
I could tell you some shit.
You're doing, none of it is winning lotto numbers.
No.
You're using it for the wrong shit, dude.
That's true. I didn't even use it for anything good at all.
So last week,
Yes.
one of the first things out of your mouth when you walked up was, "Hey,
Yeah.
that like leak thing." Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Because you've got the...
I park out front.
Right.
And I grab my stuff out of my trunk and I kind of pop up on the sidewalk, which is right there at the corner of your property. And there is a slimy ass,
Yes.
disgustingly swampy
Yes.
drain right there.
Fetid.
It's terrible looking. And I'm like, oh God, is it plugged? That's what I always thought about. Right. And I have a pipe snake works with the pressure washer,
Right.
that will run up and clean out the pipe. And I was like, I don't know, maybe he needs that.
Maybe.
So I asked you about it because I'm not like judging you.
No, yeah.
I'm just like, if you want it.
This moment you said something, I realized I knew you had a thing, and your next line of thought would be offering the
Please
thing.
use it because I spent money on it and it's just sitting in my garage.
Right.
Right?
So, and I said, oh, no, that's it. There's a bigger issue there.
Okay.
So, when we put the addition on, so we pushed out the kitchen and we made covered...
A bigger booty.
Yeah, bigger booty.
When you put implants on the house?
Just cheek that shit out in the back.
Right. Oh,
in the back.
Floppy Joes.
As one does
sure.
in the back.
Yep.
We ran into like a low point in the backyard where I didn't necessarily have like drainage.
Like not a low psychological point.
No.
Like a sad, this is terrible.
I'm only sad dads on a podcast.
Okay.
Everywhere else
All right.
perfect.
So you're saying elevation wise.
Right.
I
had the gutter system no longer really applied, and there was...
So what you're saying is the original grading got hammered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to come up with the way. I think there was a significant rain thing that happened the winter afterwards. All the gutters all work. There was just an elevation problem with the addition.
Where's the water going to go once it hits the ground?
Right, because we came pretty close to the easement of the fence with the corner of the covered patio. And so that prevented what used to be, when you were closer to the house, like a way for the slope to go out the very thin side yard, and it would just go out the side yard.
Yeah.
To the neighbor's backyard.
Womp womp.
But with the closeness of the addition, I had to come up with a way to the fence. I had to come up with a way to get the water in the backyard at its low points that was no longer getting out.
Yeah.
So I put in a sunken cistern with a pump.
Okay.
Where all of the gutters in the backyard go around the foundation.
Like a bike pump?
Yeah. A dick pump.
I'm ready, honey.
Submerged dick pump.
Uh-huh.
They all dump into this.
Sure.
And then I dug a trench from the back corner of the covered patio all the way through the side yard, through the front yard fence line that I replaced your fence. Congratulations. And then it empties out in that space.
Yeah.
Which worked great for probably 4 to 5 years-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, it stopped like flowing. But if I wasn't looking at it, I wouldn't have known. It just looked like the valve here, or the port grate here at the end, just started to look like it was not flowing like it used to, and I was like, oh well, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So like the spring afterwards, where it looked like it wasn't flowing like it should, I got in there with like a your son would know what it is, like a fish, like a wall fish cord.
Okay.
And I put it in the
and
thing,
poked holes,
and like, where is this thing getting stuck? Because we talk about here, I struggle now at length with the giant cedar trees that are now pushing their roots into the front yard.
Yeah.
And so I had figured that either the roots had bent the pipe.
Was it a solid pipe, or did it have like weep holes in it or whatever?
It had weep holes in it that were on the bottom. So
they'll come up into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I presume yes.
Yeah.
So I put the wall fish into the exit, and it got maybe 6 feet, and it was clear it was obstructed with something.
Yeah.
And I went, fuck me. And then I pulled it back out again, and I ran the hose up there. And this was probably maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a thing, but it would still at least flow if the cistern pump kicked on, but not well.
Before you go any further, I really hope, beyond all hope, that my asking about that drain did not get you to where you were this weekend.
Oh, it 100% did.
Oh, God damn it.
100%. Because
Oh,
here's the problem.
I'm so sorry.
Here's the problem. The new neighbor that shares that fence.
Yes.
A very nice Asian gentleman. The previous tenant that I did the fence replaced.
Oh, that's not the same person.
It's not the same person.
Okay.
We've never exchanged words, but I see him or his partner walking frequently, watching like some sort of Chinese game show on their phone.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And he stopped by somewhere near the Christmas, New Year, with like a box of chocolates.
Oh.
And like was like, here, the happy holidays or something. Broken English.
Okay.
And he handed it to Steve at the time, who was here. And he's like, hey, this guy just gave me some stuff. And we're like, what? Anyway, so we wrote him a thank you.
What?
He's trying to be a very nice gentleman.
He's trying to be your friend.
Right. I build fences. He gives chocolate.
Does he know that, though?
Oh, he wouldn't know.
I know. That's what I mean.
But I mean, if he notices that fence is new, then he would probably like, oh, shit. Somewhere about 2 years ago, realizing that that drain system was fully fucked.
Yeah.
Like it had stopped draining completely entirely.
I'm so mad at myself right now.
During one storm, everything backed up in the backyard. I'm like, clearly the drain isn't working.
Yeah.
So I took the filler hose that went into the main drain, and I stuck it to a couple 15-foot lengths of PVC, just so I could get it out of the backyard. And so it kind of follows the contour of the side yard.
Did your pump still work, though?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just like not
But it was like,
anything.
I'm full, and then the water comes back into the cistern, and then it pumps it back out. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to blow a pump if that continues, because it wasn't ever draining anything.
Right. It was just running all the time.
So it will drain in my temporary fix for the last couple of years. It'll drain out the side yard until it reaches that like corner fence thing at the front of the house.
Yeah.
But then it subsequently runs into like an elevation thing, and then it weeps over into the gentleman's backyard.
Oh.
And now I feel bad.
Right.
Right. So I have known
I
have known for years that this is a problem.
Okay.
And because the roots are even more problematic as they're coming up and exposing themselves on the bulk of the front lawn, I'm like, I have to fix this, one, because I don't want to keep flooding this gentleman's backyard. And his elevation, his backyard slopes into his sliding glass door. So I don't want to be that guy that's doing a
You're
thing.
You're just sending it over.
Right. Yeah, that's not nice.
Here's your Yosemite Falls, sir, from my backyard.
Right. Yeah, have a great day. Yeah, I can't speak Chinese. I don't know what his fucking problem is.
But he keeps yelling and pointing.
So you pointed a thing. I'm like, listen, I've been kicking this can long enough. I should fix it. I should take a look. Like, how bad is this really broken?
Yeah.
Plus, I was sure. I'm so sorry that I had put on a air release, like a breather pipe. What is it? Fuck.
Like an anti-siphon or something?
Yeah, like right before that chunk of cross fence that had presumably been buried because the water would come and it had just slowly settled because it wasn't going in the pipe. I'm like, well, I'd like to find if I actually put that in. Did I engineer it that way? Like I swear I put something in here just in case I needed to get at the pipe, for access or something, but I don't see where that fucking grate is. So I'm like, all right. Well,
because thing is like over time, like dust and just like weeds and grass and dirt debris and things fill it up.
And the cedar trees drop their needles, and a couple of the neighbors' trees drop their stuff back there. And because I don't go back there, I don't tend to it. It's out of sight. It's out of mind. I put my head in the sand, and I'm like, fuck that part of the property.
For sure.
And that's on me. And so it gets away from me really fast, but then I also apparently lose things. Now, so I know I have to get this thing. I have to at least figure it out.
And then Jim comes over.
And then you say something, all right, I need to tackle.
You're like, fine. Are we married?
Fucking let's go. So Saturday morning, Venus and I volunteered at the high school band was having a percussion and color guard contest. Whatever. But anyway, and fundraiser. Okay. So Venus and I volunteered to show up and do stuff at the snack table at opening, and then we came back. We were back here by about 10, and then we went grocery shopping. I'm like, well,
10 in the morning.
10 in the morning. It was like 7.
That's super early.
7:30 to 10. Right. I'm awesome volunteer.
Kids, man. Fucking, they'll make you do all kinds of shit.
My kid didn't even have to go. He's not even in jazz or percussion or fucking color guard. I'm like, do the rest of the band kids have to volunteer for something?
If I'm going, you're going.
And Venus was like, no. I'm like, well, that's because Tracy. And Tracy's my other band wife, so it was like, absolutely, we'll ride or die with Tracy.
Sure.
So we did the thing. We came back. We did the grocery shopping. We came back. I'm like, well, the rest of the afternoon is free. Fuck it. It's really nice outside. There's no reason to not be outside. I didn't want to be inside anyway. I'm like, I'm starting it.
I'm digging in the earth.
I'm going to figure out where the fucking problem is.
Yeah.
I pull the fence out of the way.
Yeah.
And the first thing I see is the giant ass root that I sent in a picture to you. And this thing is...
Because the pipe's not small. It's like a 3-inch pipe, I want to say.
Yeah, it's a
big size pipe.
Yes, it's like I don't know, what is that?
2.5, 3 inch?
2.5, 3. It's a 3-inch pipe at least.
It's big.
Inner diameter 3 inch.
Yeah.
At least. Huge. Huge, ladies.
3 inches.
So I get back there, I move the thing, and I'm just barely scraping the ground, and I can see this giant fucking root that comes what would be over the pipe trench that I dug, and it comes over, if anyone has lived in a suburban area, some fences have like a small runner about 5 inches wide of concrete where it kind of resembles the property line, and they set your fence line on it so that the fence posts themselves aren't sitting in the dirt.
Right.
We have one of those that comes crossways that represents that small door space. So I take that off, I look at it, and this trunk of a root comes...
Because you know why? It's always got tons of water.
Yeah. Yes.
Always got tons of water.
Here's the thing. I am thinking back to when I dug that trench. And because what it does, it comes up to the surface of the lawn. and then it came up over the concrete thing as like a twig, and I was like, well, I'm going under the concrete thing anyway.
Yeah.
It's not in my way. I'm not going to hassle with that.
Yeah.
So I dig my trench, I leave the twig,
yeah,
which is now a fucking fortified 5-inch specimen of fuck you and your foundation and all of your piping that goes over this concrete thing, and it snakes itself right into the water main space, all of the servo-controlled irrigation outlets.
The sprinkler valves.
Right.
Yeah.
It points its fucking ass right at it, and I went, oh, no. I left that. I think I left that. I definitely left that.
Yeah.
So now I'm pissed. I take my Sawzall out, cut the fuck out of that root. I'm like, yeah, big root. Root's removed, so I start digging. And
I feel like, though, part of me says, even though I caused all this, even though I was partially responsible for this, you doing some of this, you always say how you like to work in the ground.
Yes.
And so I feel like you're having a good time now.
Listen.
And it's probably soft enough you don't need the big fucking steel rod.
I had to get the big steel fucking rod.
You did?
Yes.
Oh.
Because roots.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's what... Here's the thing.
That's what killed you, was the roots.
It was the roots. I have moved, and I haven't shoveled rocks in probably 10-something years to the level in which I was doing it, that it makes for great stories. So my shoulders aren't really equipped for like a full motion and then a jarring stop.
Yeah.
Like they were used to it, but now I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I work out, but the motion of a shovel where you are getting momentum
Clank.
and then a hard stop.
Yeah.
After like 4 of those, I was like, this is painful.
Yeah.
Like this is not fun anymore.
Hold on, I gotta give Rod a call.
Yeah, and the dirt was was wet.
Yeah.
So if I could get around all of the roots, I was fine.
Yeah.
But it was
you needed a like a digger, like a
like a backhoe.
Yeah. You needed a backhoe.
It ended up being the fucking Sawzall with like a 6-inch blade. I just started cutting like pie slices because the roots were so
invasive,
netted and problematic. It reminded me of like if you've ever jumped in like a ball pit and you're like just trying to get like some semblance of traction and there's nothing there. Like it was just like, I just need to get this shovel of dirt out of the way.
We had some experience with that when we put the above ground pool in the backyard. We had to like try and level the space out.
Yeah.
And the trees that are on the other side of the block wall, which were pine trees, had sent tendrils under the block wall.
Yeah.
And they had crawled across the dirt. And there were just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of roots all through there.
Fibrous network of just So
I get it.
I make good progress on starting to clean out the space, only to then start running into, what I thought was happening here, because it was always weepy, and it was slowly draining out the thing.
It was going out, but just very slowly.
But very slow. And I went, okay, this makes sense. So the roots here are probably wrapped around something around here, and that's a problem. In getting that far, I found the grate, like the breather hole, access to the main drain thing, and I'm like, oh, well, here we go. Yeah. I pull that off, and I showed you that picture. It is a cylinder, like a water thermos, like a Stanley water thermos, of roots that were bound and grew into that access breather part of the drain. I yank that out, but I can see at the T that it kind of goes down the other way. So now I'm like, well, I've got roots not just 6 feet up from the sidewalk. I probably got roots that came up through the weep holes at a number of places in the pipe. Whatever. I'll get to that later. At least now I know. As I continue to excavate around the irrigation access, the water starts to increase its flow.
Oh, shit.
And I went, is it just because I'm uncovering it and what's I hadn't got out the pry bar yet, but I'm slowly starting to expose PVC, and I went, but why is there more water? It's like the whole thing is not weepy. It's starting to like backfill my shovel dig out holes way faster.
Oh, wild.
And then I'm starting to get even like, well, it's just the irrigation line. If it's the irrigation line, I'll just cap it and deal with it later. Only to realize that the main comes through with the same pipes that run out the irrigation, like right next to it. And the roots had wrapped themselves around the main and were pulling it from the house and were pulling out. It was a slip. It wasn't a coupler and it wasn't a fitting. It was, I don't ever use that type of piping, but it's the one that's like blown out at one end and it slips into it.
Yep.
And the roots were pulling it away from it. And as I cleared out roots, the roots were not only pulling it, but holding it together in a loose form.
This is the main feed for the house?
This is the main feed from the house. So the water main loops from right here outside the office window and then to the irrigation pop-offs.
Yeah.
And that's what the roots had wrapped themselves around to and was pulling apart and causing the weeping.
Wow.
So as I free up these...
So that's part of the problem is you had this thing also weeping in the area.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I thought was it was ruining the irrigation lines. But turns out it was ruining the main that runs right there. It doesn't come straight up. It comes along, and it had.
Did you have to replace any bits and bobs on that?
Yes, because as I got closer and closer, I went, wait, that pipe that's a 1-inch pipe, and the rest of these are 3/4 inch. Like, what's going on here? And also, it does this T, and then goes over here to the rest of them. That's the main. And then I put my shovel in one more time, and what went, and I went, fuck me. I ran over to the house.
This explains why you did not participate in many conversations.
I run over to the main. I shut the main off. There was mud everywhere. It was like, so I run in the garage, open the door, and I yell for Venus, and she comes to the door, and I went,
I gotta turn the house water off.
The house water is off. Don't take a shower. Don't flush the toilet. Tell your son. And if anyone gives you lip, tell them to shut the fuck up. Like at that point, I'm pissed because now I've got a main problem, and shit. So, and as you've run into before, all of these my irrigate, lowest common bidder landscaper.
Yeah.
All of these things are like bundled and trunked. And the least amount of effort possible into getting them to the valves. Like I can't. Some of them were also broken and probably weeping, but the main was definitely. I'm like, well, I only have time to 100% fix the main problem.
I'm gonna say one last thing.
Okay,
you're welcome.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So
I mean, it could have been really bad at some point, unexpectedly, to have a thing burst.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you were close.
Who knows?
Yeah,
the fuse was lit. It was already coming apart.
Sure.
So who knows? And I don't hear that shit anyway because it's this corner of the house. No one hears it.
Yeah.
So the main is off. I'm like,
it would have been water running from the yard down in. And why do we have all this water?
Yeah, boy, the neighbor, he's just letting stuff go. Huh?
And then your next bill,
you'd
have been like, what the fuck?
Right. There's a passive thing. My water bill is probably going to be less.
Oh yeah,
because it's not constantly weeping.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the main. I'm like, well, I'm just going to cut off all of these irrigation lines that are in my way. I can figure that out later. my lawn gets Bob Ross anyway. I don't really have to irrigate it, and we haven't planted the garden yet, so I'm not worried about sprinklers. I need to get the main set up. So I come into the garage, I grab a tablet. I'm like, okay, I need a coupler. I need 5 90 degrees, 7 45s. And then I ran into the backyard to see if I had thick-walled 1-inch pipe.
Yeah.
And I did. I'm like, okay, but you know what? Just in case.
I'll get another stick.
How much do I have?
Yeah.
And I had like 2 chunks, maybe less than 2 feet. I'm like, all right, I'll get one of those. Lowe's has like the pre-cut 2 foot. So I'm like, I'll just get 2 sticks. I don't need a big guy, but I'll get 2 sticks.
Yeah.
So I'm on the side of the yard. I'm looking at the main. I've got my fitting numbers. I'll get some extra pipe. I went into my shed to look at what fittings I did have just in case I needed overages. I'm like, well, I have couplers, but I'll get 2 just in case. And I have glue. I opened up the glue can, and it's stuck together. I'm like,
gotta buy one of those.
I gotta buy one of those. And I opened up the primer can, and it's got stuff in it, but it's like,
gotta buy one.
I gotta buy the fucking pair. So I'm like, all right. So glue cans. Blah, blah, blah. I walk into the garage. I walk into the house. I've taken my shoes off because it's a fucking hot mess.
Right.
And as I walk in the door, I hear, wait. That I think that was Sunday. What's that? Anyway, there's a sound, which I was convinced was my son taking another shower with the bathroom door open.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck is he doing taking another shower?
With the door open.
Only to get in the hallway and look in the bathroom, and there's no one in the shower. The shower curtain's wide open, but there is water on the floor.
Oh, no.
In a completely bizarre chain of events that I can't explain.
Was this post-fix?
I think I'd turned on the main at this point.
I mean, obviously you had to have because
the water
would have had to come in.
My sequence is off. I may have fixed I had the Lowe's stuff. I fixed the main part. I turned it back on and everything was happy. Okay. We'll just fast forward to that part. I go shopping. I get the stuff. I fix the main.
Okay.
My problem with fixing the main was that there's so much pressure in the main line that I had to put, probably saw the picture, thrust blocks posts because it was starting to pull apart the couplers.
Oh.
I'm like, fuck.
So wait, is that because the cement wasn't cured?
It may have been, but I think it's also the pressure was, and it's shooting away and pulling. So I'm like, well, if I would have buried it.
So you're saying you turn the water on and it would start pulling out?
Yeah, it would start pulling out. I'm like, okay, well, I can solve this with blocks and I'll let it cure a little while longer.
Yeah.
That problem is fixed. The irrigation lines are toast.
Because doesn't that glue kind of melt the stuff together to a certain extent?
Yes, it's kind of like a Lucy acetone type of deal. So, turn the main back on. I walk into the house to say, yeah, everything's fixed. I hear and the
oh no!
I'm looking down at the toilet, and the water main from the wall
to the toilet itself.
To the toilet bowl, that line into the bowl itself, it was just
oh god
out of the bottom of the toilet bowl. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So probably, I would imagine if this was post main fix and then water return back on, that it was it relaxed. And then when the pressure came back, it went, nope.
Man, so what the plastic fucking nut broke.
Oh.
Not the seal, not the rubber seal.
Or not the line.
Not the line.
Oh.
The actual, I'm like, I've never seen that. It the plastic nut that was holding it into the bottom of the bowl.
Just split.
Just sheared and dropped on the line.
Oh, weird.
And so the rubber stopper was still
and that's not a very high pressure spot.
No. No.
Wow. What luck.
So
So now you got a toilet repair.
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm like, what the? And Venus comes in and she's like, what's that noise? I'm like, the toilet's fucking leaking. So she's grabbing towels, and the water had almost made it out to the hallway. It was dumping that fast.
Yeah.
I turned off the main. I'm like,
couldn't you just turn it off at the
that's
the wall?
I'm at the wall.
Okay.
Wall main.
Yeah.
My house. The problem with that outlet is it's a compression fit, and it's not
It's the kind that has the hard line attached to it.
Yes.
This is what I have in my house.
Yes.
And they're old school.
Yes.
So you can reuse that motherfucker if you can get a nut on it. But if you can't get a nut on it,
right,
you got to replace that thing.
Right. So my valve has the outlet tube is like hard line.
Yeah, it's built
into the middle of the valve.
Yeah.
The newer ones have a screw on.
Yeah. Yep. You can replace the line.
What I was not sure of is whether or not I was going to be able to find the quickest and easiest solution would be whether or not I could find just another stopper and a nut to fit on the existing line. Otherwise, I was going to have to be pulling the compression fitting off and putting on a whole new valve.
That stresses me out.
Well, I'm okay with that, but I did not want to do that. The last thing I wanted to be doing was fucking solder compression fitting shit into the wall.
I don't think you have to solder anything. It's because it's a compression fitting. It's like a ring that fits on the copper line, and then you just screw on, you thread on the new fitting, the new valve.
Yeah.
And it goes over that compression ring, and that's what tightens it up and seals it. So you don't actually sweat anything. You don't have to use any heat or solder or anything.
Okay. All right. Well,
but that's what worries me is because all that stuff on my house is there and it's not leaking. As soon as you take off that compression fit valve and then have to replace it with something new. My question is do I need to take the ring off of the line and replace it with a new one? Because that could be a pain in the ass.
Sure.
Or can you leave the one that's still there, the one that's been good for a long time, and just put a new valve on top of it without it leaking? But I want to replace. I've got 4 of those in the master under the sink. 2, 1 for the toilet, and 3 in the kids' bathroom, and I want to replace all of those, and I am afraid as fuck to touch those things because I just feel like I'm opening Pandora's box.
Right. So it ended up. I took my measurements. I went back to Lowe's. What would be the second day, Sunday, and then telling my son, "Don't flush the toilet."
Oh yeah.
And if you have to use the toilet, use mom and dad's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is like day 2 of this, Dad. What the fuck?
Well, I thought you were fixing something outside.
Yeah, I thought all the water wasn't working. Which is funny because when he came out, we're like, "Did you hear the?" He's like, "No." I'm like, dude, you share a fucking wall.
On.
Yeah. Holy shit. So I went to Lowe's. I found just a new nut. And stopper top.
Okay, because now that we're talking about that, if I remember correctly, the end of it is it's that curly line.
Yes.
And the end of it is just open.
Yes.
And then it has the nut with a washer and then a rubber insert. And then you got to get that just right and then tighten it down.
And you got to...
And sometimes it'll leak. I had to turn it off and turn it on like 5-6 times in order to get it just right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right. We're on the same page.
All right. We're on the same page.
So I don't get any leaks. I fix it. Right into the toilet bowl. Sweet.
Oh, perfect.
And then I noticed drip.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what happened.
From the valve itself. I'm like...
Wait, was it running down the line though?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was solid.
Was okay. Okay.
It was dripping from the turn valve, and I went.
Sometimes that just fucking with it.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So I'm drying off the line. I'm with toilet paper.
This is exactly what I was talking about.
So that way I know if it, like, is it, this is all dry.
If you touch it.
And I'm like, where is it dripping? Where is it dripping? And I'm looking at it, and it drips from the valve knob.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so if you just move it a little bit.
I turned it off, turned it back on some of the way, drip, turn it on all the way, drip. Oh, I go get a crescent wrench, I'll go get an adjustable wrench, and I just
gave it a little snug. Gone.
Okay. Are we done here? Are we fucking done here? I dry everything off. I lay 2 sheets of toilet paper underneath the thing. I'm like,
perfect. I
dare you, bitch. Just fucking drip for me.
I've got knuckles for you.
I will fucking put you through this drywall so fucking fast. And then it was fine.
Oh.
So
just the act of valving the water off,
like whatever,
and then coming it back.
Yeah, it's like,
I've loosened up after 17 years.
Well, because we talked about this, I've had to rebuild both the fucking toilets in my house within like a couple of months of each other. Remember that?
Yes.
And I had to like put a new wax ring on the one.
Yeah.
So it's like I've had to like turn those off and turn them on and like unplug it from the toilet at the top where that nut that broke.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where the original rubber washers that do the sealing are so old because they're 30 years old. Trying to find replacements for those motherfuckers is not easy.
Really?
No. I had to order a pack and it came with a bunch of shit I don't even need, and it's just like one in there, and I'm like, okay. And this is, like I said, 4, 5. There's 8 of these in my house. You have the similar number.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm smart, but I'm nervous about it, is I would replace all of those valves with ones that you can replace the actual line that goes between the toilet and the valve.
That would be, and I bought one of those. If I had to go full
send,
then I'm like, well, I'm not going to do this because this is integrated and stupid.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you flex those around too much and they'll split.
Right. So I'm like,
yeah.
And then to top it off, I was like, well, now I know the roots are in this thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, what acid can I put in this tube to just eat the roots?
Oh.
And I found some.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. So I am putting this.
In the drain?
In the root destroyer in my pipeline.
Yeah.
It's not clear yet. It'll take a bit. But if there are roots in that drain line,
they're going to be gone.
Fuck them.
Oh, absolutely. Because otherwise your option is to just dig the whole fucking thing up and replace it with a solid thing that they won't grow into.
You have no time for this.
And then at that point, you might as well have a...
Right. And if I had to do that, I would do it the right way. I would go rent a trench digger, and I would dig that bitch, and I would kill every single root that even thought about getting in the way of that thing. But I don't want to do that.
It can be fun, though.
Right. So, I mean...
It's been a long time since I used a ditch witch.
Get fucked, all of you roots. Anyway. So that was... And it was nice outside.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
I'm really sorry. I mean, although I feel like I helped.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Other than the toilet. I feel like I helped your home.
That was a weird one. I'm like, what are the fucking odds? I would come in here and I would be the one to hear it and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
No one knows. Like, what are the odds? It was so... And I'm like, all right.
And like, you got lucky because apparently... You caught it right after it started.
Yes. Like,
because otherwise...
Open the door and I'm hearing...
It would have flooded the house.
Yes. Yes. It was almost to the doorway of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Wow.
What do you got? You got anything?
I'm on a journey. And it's not fun, and I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
It should be a joyful thing, though.
You would think.
Looking for cars still. And the reason why I say it's not joyful is, number one, I feel guilty because really this should be my wife's car that we are replacing, not my car. but I feel like my car is unreliable enough at this point that I'm not really driving it.
What if you inherit your wife's car and get her the new car?
I mean, I could do that. Sure. Yeah, I've done that already. When we bought her the CRV, I took the, she was driving the Civic at the time. So that was her car, and then I took the Civic, and then Melly ended up with the Civic. So, I mean, I've done that. I mean, we're thinking about it. It's all a process, but, you know, especially right now with the way gas prices are, I'm like, man, it would be smart of us to at least have one electric car and one gas car. But this is the kicker. If you're not solely if you're not including Tesla in your electric car purchase realm, the pickings are difficult for a number of reasons. Tesla has done a really good job of figuring some stuff out. And I'll give you an example. And I didn't know this. Okay. I fucking hate Hyundai with a burning passion. But I kind of like the Ioniq 5, the little like hot hatch GTI looking thing. I like that car. I think it's cool looking. And so given that, over on Saturday, we went and drove one at the Hyundai dealer. And I like the interior, like the tech. I think they've done a very good job. It drives really nice. It's quick. Quickly became a front runner. One of the things I liked about it is they say that you can go from 10% to 80% in about 18 to 20 minutes or so. That's a nice recharge time. Yeah. And I thought that was if you were like take it to a Tesla supercharger on one of the V3s, that it would do that. I was mistaken. I pinged Dave, I think on Sunday. I sent him a text message like, hey, I'm kind of looking at the Ioniq 5. What are your thoughts on those? Because we had a pretty big discussion at the baby shower about cars before you got there. And he's like, this is too long for a text. Call is incoming. Kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting out in the garage and he calls in. We start talking about the Ioniq 5. And he said that they're cool little cars. Like, they drive great, all that stuff. That's fine. Let's get into the meat. And the meat was that those cars have what they call an ICCU failure issue. That's an integrated charge control circuit box. This is the box that brings in the charge juice and sends it where it needs to go. And then it manages like the 12-volt battery recharging like an alternator. It determines how quick you can charge it, all the stuff. How that car can be plugged in and you can power stuff at home off of that battery. It handles all that stuff. So it's an integral part of the car. They fail for no reason that I know about, that I've read. I've read people like, I'm on my third ICCU. The car just bricks. And that you have to have it towed and then repaired. And if it's out of warranty, that's like $3,000-$4,000 fix.
Oof.
Yeah, right. So there's that. The other thing about the charge speed is that car, that platform, is an 800-volt electric system. Teslas are all 400 volts, except I think the Cybertruck is 800 volts. So what that means is if you take your 800 volt Ioniq 5 to a DC fast charger or a Tesla supercharger that's not 800 volts, you're having it and you're charging at the lower rate. Which, if you're paying attention, now is instead of 20 minutes, you're talking about 40 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, man, that's a bummer. And then the number of chargers that are 800 volts capable it's like 1 or 2% of the actual chargers that are out there.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very small number. So you'd have to be kind of lucky to be able to find on your journey, wherever you're going, to charge at probably one of these, right? Now, that's not a deal breaker necessarily for an electric car, but it's a talking point about this car in particular, that they tout this charging speed that is difficult.
Few and far between to find.
Yes.
Right.
So then you're like, okay, well, it's got this ICCU problem. And then I've seen some stuff on the internet about interwebs about battery packs having to be replaced on cars that are like 2,000 miles or whatever.
Ooh.
So like a cell will go bad and then it won't be able to balance itself, and then it tanks basically, and it won't charge properly. So there's some stuff like that going on. It's a Hyundai also. And from what I know about Hyundais in general, is they tend to be not built as well as like maybe an American car or a Japanese car, in the sense that they will rattle. And that's been a common thing. Like people talk about getting rattles in their tailgate that they can't ever get resolved somehow. So there's stuff like that. And so that I'm like, fuck, you know.
Oh, shit.
So after this conversation with Dave, I was like, fuck. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just fucking get it. And then I do a little bit more research and I'm like, no, I don't know. So over the weekend, I also drove the Mach-E. Very nice car also. Comparing the Ioniq 5 to the Mach-E, I will say the Ioniq 5 has a better cockpit feel, better tech feel, maybe a better tech in general. Like their tech offering seems to be very well done. And the difference also in the charging is that the Mach-E can only charge at 150 kilowatts at best. And then their charge speed peaks out at 150 and then starts tapering off, which is kind of problematic. But a very nice car. And I was telling Chandler, like, I mean, considering I haven't found anybody saying don't buy a Mach-E because they have XYZ problems and it bricks cars and this kind of thing. That's kind of the front runner, because really in my entire life, since purchasing a Cadillac, I have never had a car be less reliable in my life. Right? That car has been terrible from a reliability standpoint and how much time it has spent in the shop being repaired. And the fact that it has a problem right now that I'm not even sure what that issue is. No, and I took it to a shop to have it looked at and they didn't know either. So I don't know what the fucking problem is. So given that, it's like, part of me is just like, I want the most reliable thing I can get. And maybe the Hyundai's not quite the right thing, especially given my history with having a Hyundai in the past. Now, that's being said, there aren't any really other compelling electric vehicles to me. There are some like the ID4, but then you start reading about, they have these motor seals that are inside of them that allow coolant and the oil to mix that's in the motor, and then that kills the motor, and that happens fairly frequently. And I'm just like, God damn, like nobody is making a thing. These are electric cars with electric motors. These should be dead nuts reliable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have Tesla, who has solved all kinds of issues like the heat pump to keep the battery hot, like in cold climate, so that the thing can charge at fast speeds. The octo valve, which allows the coolant to flow around with the heat pump. The fact that they have 2 charge channels. So this is one of the things that you'll notice that I think Tesla's the only one that can do it. And part of it is the 2 charge channels and the octo valve that you can sit in your car, charge at full speed while the AC is running, and keep the cabin at a temperature and stay comfortable on a hot summer day, for instance, or in the cold.
Wow.
all the other cars, Chandler's Prologue, which is basically a GM product, the Blazer EV, the Equinox EV, the fucking ID4, the the Audi variant of that, the Ioniq 5, the Ioniq 6, the Ioniq 9, the Mustang. They all have this other problem where if you are charging and you have your AC turned on, your charge speed drops. So if it's a 95 or 100 degree day, which is not uncommon here, or wherever we might be going, and you're trying to charge, well, now you're propping the door open while you're sweating, sitting in the car because you don't want to run the air because you want to charge quicker.
Right.
Or you're going in somewhere to wait for it. You know what I mean? So there's all these trade-offs that you don't really realize are there until you start digging. You know what I mean? And then you just have to be okay with them. Which evil do I pick if I'm going to go with an electric?
Was the Mach-E price-wise, where was that at?
It's right there for a used Mach-E.
Oh, it's like 30, 40?
Yeah, right in the 30 range.
Okay.
All the like Ioniq 5, I was looking, the Ioniq 5 and the Mach-E are right in that range. The Ioniq 5 is a little bit cheaper than the Mach-E. The Ford's more expensive. So, you know, and then the other thing is like the Mach-E's, you just don't find them. They're just not, like, there's not hardly any used ones around. So, and then brand new ones are bucks.
Yeah.
They're expensive. The one I drove was a 26 Ioniq 5, and then I drove a 25, which is the brand new one that Ford had on the lot, Mach-E. And they're very expensive, 40, 45-ish, somewhere in that range.
Are they?
So, you know, and then like I'm in that price range of like nothing is that exciting. So you're just like, okay, you got to be okay with whatever you choose. And I have some gas cars that are on my list, like the CX-50, another CR-V possibly. I like the Passport if I could find one at a decent price. Those are hard to find at a good price because Hondas retain their value so well.
You get a CR-V and a Trail Sport. You should do it.
I would love, if I had no problems with budget, a brand new Honda Passport Trail Sport. Yeah. I would fucking drive the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. I love that new body style with the Trail Sport setup. Man, it's gorgeous. That's a gorgeous car, I think. So, you know, it's like, I feel like
does it have to be electric? Is
no,
hybrid not like, do you not find more options opening up if you were to say hybrid?
Hybrids tend to be actually more expensive because they're like, if you look at new car prices and you compare say a gas CR-V to the hybrid variant, the same thing, the hybrid is more expensive.
Oh wow.
So they tend to be more expensive. And I don't care for hybrids because I feel like they are more complex, thusly more expensive to repair, and more difficult to work on, fix.
Yeah. Well, you
blah blah blah.
Pick one. Is kind of a thing for you.
For me, it is. Yeah.
I don't need to double dipping two different architectures for gas mileage. I would just prefer, if I'm going to spend money on parts, pick one.
Well, it's just like, you know, like there's things even in the hybrid world. I've been looking at, like I said, the CR-V hybrid, the RAV4 hybrid, the CX-50 hybrid. Those are all interesting because the RAV4 and the CX-50 use the same exact drivetrain from Toyota as a hybrid.
That's
so, yeah, and their efficiencies are different. The RAV4 gets a little bit more efficiency out of it than the Mazda does. You know, so there's that kind of thing going on too. And I mean, Toyota, they kick ass. Their hybrid systems have been very good over the years. So like, I don't think that's terrible. It's not maybe the brand new RAV4 hybrid has their newest hybrid setup, but the CX-50 has the previous gen hybrid setup from Toyota. It's literally Toyota shit. It says Toyota under the hood, which is bizarre, you know. But I'm not really interested in a hybrid. If I was going to go with a gas car, I really like the CX-50 Turbo. Because it's just got a little bit of extra. That makes up for the fun. That sort of makes up for the enthusiast part of it that you're not getting because you're driving a Mazda CX-50. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. Yes.
So there's like all these trade-offs, and I haven't driven a Mazda CX-50. I haven't driven one of the new CRVs, and I haven't driven. There was one other car I haven't driven a Passport. Maybe I fucking hate the way it drives. I don't know. I'll check it out, but they're a little bit more expensive too because they're bigger.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's like I'm struggling with it, and like I feel like I'm hesitant to just like rip, my car's, this much at CarMax or whatever, and just go fuck it and sell it, and then not have a thing. And now for sure I have to shit and get off the pot and buy something, But I was really happy that Dave called, because he, even though he didn't need to, it's not like he's in the market for a car. He knew all the stuff. He already knew all the stuff, and he talked about it quite intelligently on the phone with me. A dumb guy who was just like, yeah, I like the Ioniq 5, not knowing any of that stuff.
Here's a steering wheel and 4 wheels. Goes around and around.
Yeah.
They have charging IECC nipple herder problems.
Right.
Like, oh, sure.
He was saying that, he's had some experience with the Teslas because he's got a pickup. So people that say we work with who need to borrow a pickup for like a week will trade him their car for his pickup, and a lot of times it's an electric thing like a Model S or something. So he's like, yeah, it's like I see this stuff on the electric things that I get to drive for a week or two while they borrow my truck. And I'm like, oh damn, and he's like, oh, and that's the other thing. He's like, if you buy a used Model Y, first of all, my wife will never let me have a Model Y. And I'm not too excited about that prospect either, except for the fact that it would be used and that I wouldn't be giving any extra money to Musk, right? But he was like, if you get a Model Y, a used Model Y, you got to just basically put brand new back shocks on it. That's what he said. And I was like, wait, what? And so, yeah, apparently this is a thing on the Model Ys is the rear shocks are shit and they need to be replaced. So I didn't know that either. I always heard really good things about all the Teslas. So that's a thing, I guess.
Big, heavy bitches.
Yeah, I guess so. So it's a thing, man. It's like I feel like it's a process that I'm reluctantly delving into. But in the meantime, my Cadillac will get me from my house to here on Wednesdays. Now, speaking of the Cadillac, when I was here, I think it was 2 weeks ago. That wasn't last weekend? What last week?
What, where you drove up and down?
Yeah. Was that last week? That was last week? Okay. Yeah. So last week, I had you come outside and listen, and you thought that there was an exhaust leak.
Yes.
And that is a interesting talking point, because I've always said the sound sounds like it's coming from that area of the engine.
Okay.
Which is right underneath the turbo, which is why I thought it was the turbo. Whatever the sound I'm hearing. And in mulling this over since last week, a realization came to my mind. That head has come off the car, which means the exhaust has come off the car.
Oh, sure.
Which means that it's very possible that I just have a loose exhaust manifold or a bolt on the turbo or something, where when stuff's getting hot or when the car's leaning a certain way, something's just opening up a little bit more.
Sure.
Or when it's in a straight line or turning the certain way when it makes the sound, that something's just loose.
Sure. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I went to get in there and look after I had driven it, and that car, and we talked about this before, especially where that turbo sits, is hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And I got my ratchet out, and I was going to take the cover that sits on top of the turbo off. It's just like 3 bolts that come off, and I was going to like poke around. And I got in there with the ratchet, and I reached down to grab one of those.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Bolts, and just
you did it.
Burnt the shit out. And this is touching it for probably a half second. That's how hot that fucker was. And this is after like a week of.
Oh
yeah!
Wow.
So
note to self.
Note to self. Wait for it to be chilly.
When working on the exhaust
side of that engine.
Give it.
So I'm gonna one day when it's not been driven, I'll like get under there and take that cover off and try and get a poke at some of the bolts that are surround the exhaust header and the bolts that hold the turbo onto the exhaust itself. Because I know all that shit's come off of there. And if something just isn't tight,
maybe the downpipe or something. Yeah.
So that's the hope.
I mean, that would be easy.
That's the great white hope.
Because that's the only thing that really is a sticking point at this point, right? Do you have other issues?
No, that's the main reason why it's like, fuck, okay, it's got to go. But even if I told my wife, and my wife and I had a nice conversation about this, I said, even if that were the case and I found like a bolt or two that were loose and it was just like, leaking out exhaust, and I tightened that motherfucker up and it got it to the point where it wasn't doing that anymore, the car still needs to go. And she's like, yes.
Okay.
So she's in agreement.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at. But it just feels like it feels like a shitty time to be buying a car for sure.
Yeah, we're not the Dow isn't even 50,000 anymore.
No longer winning.
No longer winning.
Yeah. Well, I saw my 401k took a hit.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as I have seen in the past, but it was nothing to write, something to write home about.
I had a funny thing, so I can talk percentages. So somewhere in January, so after the first of the year, I started getting calls from what would be the Wells representation for the retirement program that we're all enrolled in that took over control of the Wells 401k solution.
So is the 401k that you guys use actually Wells's 401k, or they use a third party bank?
It was Wells. And then about 2020, they rolled into a third party.
Okay.
So in association with Wells, this third party acts as like a consultant. Like, here are the things that Wells provides as far as funds and places you can move this money or what's available to you.
Okay.
And because at the time, I'm still on the books, I have access to this service for consultation purposes. But I'm also, in hindsight, not knowing, this person is calling me because I'm being off-ramped. And so they're reaching out to be like, hey, do you have any questions about what's going to happen or anything about like how this transition happens from the moment you are no longer actually on the books? But I kept thinking, this person is calling me to just solicit stuff.
Sell you something.
Right. I'm like, damn it. But we had finally, because these calls
so you're like voicemail.
Right. Yeah, voicemail. He's not leaving a voicemail. Hi, and it's just garbage. Just call me back.
Right.
And this was happening somewhere since about November, and it went through December. But then once the end of the year happened, it's January 1st, and I know how Wells like rolls stuff over as far as fiscal quarters. And the person called and then didn't really leave a voicemail, but then I got an email that was like, hey, this is blah 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 from Empower blah 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 blah.
Oh, Empower, that's who we use.
Is it?
Yeah.
And he goes, I've been trying to reach you. This is the last time I'll try and contact you. And I went, oh, okay, so that sounds weird.
That sounds ominous.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, is it because I'm losing something? Like, and there were Venus and I generally had some questions, but I had just been pushing the can down the road because it was like, I gotta find it. I just gotta fucking talk to this guy.
Yeah.
So I finally set up a meeting to talk with the guy, and I had a whole list of questions about like what it means to go from here to here, and with this, and I'm like, so, and he gives me, if you've ever talked with a person there,
no.
Like the first 5 minutes of the conversation is like, I am not capable of giving you financial advice, and whatever we say is not considered financial advice and not to be taken for.
Yeah.
So it's like
they're only worried about just answering questions about their services.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, what if I say something, you can't go do that and then lose money and then say it was Paul.
Well, you said.
Right, Paul.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it totally. So I'm like, so basically, as far as I understand, while I am no longer contributing to the program, I will retain access to this in perpetuity until
it's your account, man.
And he's like, absolutely. And I said, I'm looking at some of the fund allocation here, and I noticed that about 20% is a Wells Fargo stock plan.
Oh.
20%. And I said, do I understand correctly that is an all Wells Fargo stock? And he's like, yes. And there are no other funds or companies represented in that fund. And he's like, no. And I said,
that thing's earning or losing based solely on Wells Fargo.
And I said, I'm not asking for financial advice, but how often do you see people setting up a retirement program where they put an allocation of 20% into a single point of failure? And he said, not very often. And I went, I'm just clarifying that I have full access to move these funds around however I see fit to whatever funds are sponsored or
even in the cash
by Wells Fargo, or move them out or transfer them to another account or something. And he went, absolutely. And I said, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Dan. I said,
damn.
Well, Wells Fargo is not a $94 stock, and I don't believe that it's going to stay at $94. Thank you for your time. And we hung up. The next day, I moved that 20% into a international fund of something else that was offered there. And
Rivian?
if you no, an international fund.
I know.
I have Rivian stock. Only to then the subsequent issues that we're having now. Wells Fargo stock is down 25%.
Oh,
20%.
shit balls, really?
Oh, my God.
She's here.
Look, I'm empathy. Do you have spoons?
Nice. Surprise guest.
Hey.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so I
what happened is you sold your shit and they went, oh
God damn.
That was too many.
Where'd it go? Because there was no way. I'm like, well, I'm no longer an employee, so I have no real. Plus, this is if I'd have known that I could be moving these things around anyway, I wouldn't have let this slide. Like one company held. No, that's stupid. And the timing before all of this shenanigans in the last 4 weeks, I had literally taken Wells at its highest
and sold
it
and bought something else.
And now it's worth relatively close to the same because it was an international fund.
Yeah.
So it's not really hitting too hard relative to domestic U.S. stuff.
Yeah. And
Wells took a 25% hit.
Yeah, and that would have been
get fucked, bitches.
20% of your shit would have taken a 25% hit.
Yes. So I had a good laugh about that. What was it yesterday?
That's funny.
I told another friend who was reaching out from Wells to me today, and I was like, well, I tell you what I did in late January.
That's hilarious.
You're like, what?
What was the graph on Wells? Had it gone up and like peaked and then dropped, or was it like
between the end of January and February and today, like the latest shenanigan mid-March, it
was doing okay.
It was doing okay.
And then you just got it at the right time.
Because all 2026 was
That's beautiful.
our administration winding back regulations for monetary policy, and they removed the asset cap for Wells Fargo.
Yeah, so that means their stock was rising.
Right. So they were like, hey, we're going to sell more credit cards, and everybody's happy. They're jettisoning all these fucking remote workers. Good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
And, except if the rest of the economy takes a shit and you're not selling credit cards and you have no other excuses besides letting people go to remove overhead, well, you've run out of excuses.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. After 26 years, I can tell you how much stock is worth there.
Yeah.
And it's not a JP Morgan Chase caliber Goldman Sachs stock price. No.
Yeah.
Sorry. No. I'm glad it works out well for the C-suite executives who are making millions in bonuses because it reached that high, but that doesn't translate to the yous and me's that make up 95% of the workforce or more.
Yeah.
Like, it's stupid. So the first opportunity I took, like,
I love that.
Get fucked. And I'm going to make more money later on it.
I need to review my 401k where it's putting my money, because I had it set up, and I know over the course of a couple of years, some funds have like dissolved into other funds or whatever. Those have disappeared.
Yeah.
And so I just need to diversify it a little bit more at this point.
Yeah. Because
that diversity has kind of gone by the wayside, because like I said, some of those funds have combined or gone away for whatever reason, I think the stocks are still there, just the fund itself.
Yeah, they like move
Yeah.
shit internally on those things.
Yeah.
It's fucking magic.
Yeah, I didn't lose any money or anything. It's just like I don't know.
I don't want Tesla in my funding natings or whatever it is.
Yeah. That's interesting to see that you had to do that.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I love that.
Anyway, we're at time, sir.
All right. It always seems to go my way too quick.
Next week we should talk about, because I bet your wife has an opinion about the teacher strike that's going on.
She probably does. I mean,
because union negotiations are having problems.
She is the union liaison for her school.
Is that school in the Twin?
No, that's Roseville.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's not, but she has to be aware of the teacher strike problem that's going on.
Yes,
because of probably union adjacencies.
Well, we hear about it on like the news. They talk about some of that stuff.
This will be one of those things that will be like the school board meeting that I went to.
Okay.
Like and I say that because one, my band wife is a teacher in that district, and so she is currently on strike.
Okay.
And I was just picking her brain. I'm like, so tell me what's going on. There are some...
What do you want that they're not giving you?
Right.
Yeah.
And in trying to get a deal to make sure that teachers are getting what they should be owed to teach your kids quality education, they ran across the shenanigans of how they're moving money around in some of those districts instead of... legally... all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, but that doesn't make it right, and it doesn't also mean that there's a way to make that come to an agreement with what the teachers need as far as the strike is concerned.
Yeah.
But there is a significant chunk to talk about why that's even a problem. Like, how is that even a thing? Like, one, the teacher should be paid
Oh, absolutely.
Living wages and have healthcare coverages, and kids should be able to eat and receive a quality education.
Well,
but you've got these shenanigans going on and moving money around to obfuscate where the money is and isn't,
and how much we actually have,
like, dude.
Well, I know my wife gets frustrated because her healthcare coverage is about her cost. What she pays for her health care coverage is like half of her paycheck.
Yeah.
And that's just for her and Melanie, and Melanie's now off it, so it's just her now. So it'll probably drop in price because it's just her, and I want to get on her insurance, so I know if I go on there, it's going to be even more expensive. So that's not in line with other districts, where other districts, they know, because I only know this because I hear about the negotiations and what they talk about, is that other districts fully cover the cost of the health care. So she's paying like $1,000 a month for health coverage, where in another district that's local gets it fully covered, and they don't pay anything out of pocket.
The disparity. And so at the band thing, wrap up, because otherwise you and I
we'll just keep going.
I told Tracy, band mom, I'm like, send me your union talking points. Tell me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like what you're trying to negotiate for and the things that you found, and because if there is a way to have a conversation to highlight, sometimes it's not just about picking a fight, but putting like a bigger, broader spotlight on the situation as a whole. And if there happens to be a random listener at some point that knows or can help or highlight the teacher's strike issue and get them assistance, I'm like, I'll talk about it. I care about you, and so I care about the problem, and I care about your kids.
Sure.
So
is she actually picketing?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And so she, as soon as we got done with the band thing, Sunday, I got like slide deck, a podcast where someone was picking apart the finances of this, like.
So is she Dry Creek? Is that?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Alberta, Rio.
Oh, okay.
She's like
in high school or
K.
Okay.
Or middle school, I think.
Okay.
So I have tons of things, and I would have spoken about it today, but there was so much data that I didn't want to speak incorrectly.
Yeah.
And I certainly wouldn't.
Those things are very data heavy.
Right. I wouldn't want to tee up a conversation and then get like.
Well, I only know what I hear.
I really appreciate it, but you said all that shit wrong.
For sure.
So I want to make sure that I don't tee up teachers.
Yeah.
To be in a position where they're having to combat something stupid I said.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I only know from what I hear from my wife, so maybe what she knows is fucked up. I don't know.
I mean, fundamentally, as we wrap up, teachers should be paid living wages, and teachers shouldn't have to worry about health care coverage, and your kids shouldn't have to worry about food, and you should be confident your kids are receiving a quality education.
Yeah.
If you're not concerned about those things, you don't have kids, but you should, because other people, your neighbors probably have kids, and if we're turning out kids with quality education that have food on their plates, then they'll be better people, better citizens, and contribute.
I mean,
more.
None of the kids will be any good, and if we don't put the 10 Commandments and the Bible in every classroom.
Right. Free red hats for everybody. And on that note, you should return the cart.
You should wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date with your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote, and vote, please.
Wear the helmet.
Pick up a broom.
Do the kindness.
And we'll catch you next week.
I think we did it.
Fucking A.
Wow. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate you.
Bye.